I'm Avery Murphy. I'm a mental health advocate and public speaker. When I was 15 years old, I had a plan to end my life. The hardest thing I've ever done was telling someone. I used to think that my depression was my fault. I believed that my anxiety was my fault. I kept telling myself that I had no right to feel this way because there are people out there that have it worse. My anxiety turned me into a perfectionist and people pleaser, leaving me feeling worthless whenever I made the tiniest mistake. And eventually all of that pressure pulled me into this depression filled with self-hatred and shame. I spiraled into worthlessness. I quit playing soccer. I stopped talking to my friends. My grades dropped and I found myself sleeping through most days because I didn't know how else to cope with the pain I was feeling. And it got so bad that I struggled with basic hygiene. I couldn't get out of bed to shower or brush my teeth. And I was going to school in clothes that I had been living in for days at a time. And I remember thinking that there was no point in trying to be perfect anymore when I started to think about death. Sitting in class, daydreaming about it even. I didn't want to burden my family. I didn't want my friends to treat me differently. And the stigma surrounding mental illness terrified me into believing that I had to deal with this alone. But that's the thing. The silence didn't save my life. Finally, speaking about it did. And that's why I'm here today. To fight the stigma that keeps people suffering in silence. To start the conversations I needed when I was younger. To help parents, educators, understand what their kids are truly going through. And to create rooms where honesty feels safe, not shameful. I've spoken to thousands of kids, students, and I'm humbled by how many young people come up to me afterwards and share their own stories, sometimes for the very first time. Their courage is what reminds me every day why this work matters. So that every single person who hears me knows their feelings are real, their stories matter, and that asking for help is an act of courage, not weakness. If your school, organization, or community is ready to open real conversations about mental health, to break the silence and build understanding, to create a culture where people feel seen, I would be honored to speak with you. Together we can change the narrative. Together we can change lives.